So now let's discuss EQT Corp's income statement for Q3 2024. The gross margin rebounded to 43.9% from a negative minus 24.9% in Q2, indicating better cost management. Gross margin shows profit after production costs, so a positive number is encouraging. However, operating and net income margins remain negative at minus 23.2% and minus 24.7%, meaning the company isn't profitable after all expenses. Earnings per share growth was flat at 0%, showing no improvement in earnings. Production cuts due to low natural gas prices continue to weigh on profits. Management expects future margin recovery from new pipeline revenues, but uncertainties in natural gas prices pose ongoing risks. Click the video link below and watch our full analysis of EQT Corp.